Coming up, it's a bill that lawmakers say could help Ohioans stay safe. If approved by the governor, the bill would speed up investigations into any doctor accused of sexual misconduct. Tonight, we hear from senators in support of this and the State Medical Board of Ohio. Plus, more than 30 days. That's how long people living along this street say trash has been piling up in front of homes in South Toledo. Neighbors say it has to be cleaned up.
And the weekend starts off dry, but there is going to be a storm system that brings us some rainfall on Sunday. I'll let you know how much rain to expect in your full forecast coming up. Kaylee?
Thanks for joining us on this Friday night on WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Kaylee Marentet. Let's take a look at your top stories of the night. The doctor's office is meant to be a safe place, and a piece of legislation heading to the governor's desk is working to better protect patients. Megan Hartnett has more on what changes this could bring.
If signed, Senate Bill 109 will bring changes for patients and to the state medical board.
Different entities, when they become aware of sexual misconduct, that they are required to report that to the medical board so we can jump into those investigations sooner and be more effective with our investigations.
The proposed legislation will allow the state medical board to be more open with investigations. The bill expands the definition of rape to include when the offender knows someone's judgment is impaired due to drugs.
What this legislation has highlighted is that there is a number of doctors who have exploited the inherent trusting patient-doctor relationship.
If signed, doctors on probation for sexual misconduct have to inform their patients in writing. These legislation proposals come in response to OSU's Dr. Richard Strauss, a student-athlete doctor who sexually abused more than 170 students. The state medical board has made operational changes to ensure patient protection.
To have some of these legal supports behind us, this really just bolsters that work that we've put in for some of our operational changes as well.
The legislation was a bipartisan effort, with 2 local senators being co-sponsors. State Senator Teresa Gavrone says in a statement, quote, "This critical piece of legislation gives the state medical board more ability and authority to revoke the licenses of practitioners charged with violating the sacred trust of patients," end quote. State Senator Paula Hicks Hudson says these types of crimes are more than a crime of assault.
But it's also a crime against that person's power, because when they're most powerless, most vulnerable, they're being taken advantage of.
That was Megan Hartnett reporting. If you or someone you know is aware of sexual misconduct and if you have experienced it, you can file a complaint with the state medical board. You can find the link to file a complaint on our website under links mentioned. Toledo police have arrested the person accused of killing a man who was found dead in a field Monday. Police say 63-year-old John Vassell, this man, was arrested and booked into jail. Robert Richardson Jr.'s body was found in a field near Castle and Maplewood in central Toledo. A Toledo Municipal Court document shows Vassell allegedly shot Richardson Jr. in a side yard and was taken to the field. Police say there were multiple witnesses who came forward about the incident. Court documents say a blood trail was also found in the yard. The failed Perrysburg schools levy last month is leaving district leaders questioning what to do next. The district's Board of Education met last night to discuss where there could be cuts, which could include 61 jobs and athletic programs. Dominique O'Neill has more.
So how did we get to this point? On October 8th, Perrysburg schools set a blueprint of what would happen in the event that the levy were to fail on November 5th. They identified programs and positions that would be eliminated. The levy sought to replace a $13.5 million levy that was on the books and it was expiring.
Unfortunately, that levy was defeated. So starting on January 1, we will not be collecting $13.5 million that we were previously.
Superintendent Tom Hostler of Perrysburg Schools says this is just the beginning.
So we're just in the initial stages of outlining the things that we need to do. The $13.5 million, represents about 17% of our total operating budget. So we understand that things have to change in terms of how we're operating.
Some of those impacted areas will include student programs, including athletics, music, and reduction in staffing. The principal at Perrysburg Junior High School says this could impact opportunities for engagement and learning enrichment.
More than anything, our two assistant principals are mentors to kids and provide a lot of structure and mentorship and guidance, and our kids and our teachers rely on that support. So the reallocation of that workload is definitely going to be felt amongst the administrative office, the student services office, and then our teachers too.
I spoke to a parent, Nikki Clark, who shared her thoughts on how these cuts would have a direct impact.
As a parent, I'm a show choir mom, so show choir, band, musical, anything that has to do with music or the arts. My daughter's pretty involved in it, so we'll definitely see the pain from that.
Clark says high school students losing their freshman sports is a real bummer.
So losing that's going to be a huge disappointment. The overall Perrysburg experience is just going to go. It's going to look very different.
That was Dominique O'Neill reporting. The superintendent says that no decisions have been finalized at this time and cuts wouldn't take effect until next school year. Traffic changes are coming this weekend. Northbound I-475 will be down to 1 lane with ramp closures at U.S. Route 24, Dussel Drive, and Airport Highway. Once it's finished, drivers will see 3 lanes open and a new exit for Dussel Drive. Both directions of 475 will stay active construction zones through the winter. Landlords are the focus of a mandate under consideration by Toledo City Council. It would put more pressure on them to make sure homes are taken care of during evictions. Silver Barker has the details.
This is currently the view folks who live on this street in South Toledo say they wake up and see every day for the past month. And it's on both sides of the street.
This is a very unacceptable, for us. I'm very disturbed by, coming out and seeing this every day.
Monique Brown, a Toledo resident, says not only is it upsetting to look at, but she also worries it could lead to injury.
Hope it be picked up by next week, because it seems like when people ride by, they come and just throw extra garbage. They feel like it's a garbage can. And I just feel like they need to come and do something about it immediately.
Another resident who didn't want to be on camera says it's attracting unwanted guests.
We've seen rats and cats and just terrible. Like my grandkids come over here to play and I'm not trying for them to get, you know what I mean? So.
And in an area only a 10-minute drive away, it's the same issue. Nick Comives with the City of Toledo says this comes from landlords who've recently evicted tenants.
Landlords, property managers have a responsibility, of course, to empty the place out, but they empty it out and just put the trash on the street, and it's unacceptable.
While Public Services is typically responsible for both pickup when move-outs like this happen, Comives tells me there are ways the trash must be bagged and thrown out in order for them to pick it up. That then leaves urban beautification with the city to pick up the mess, taking them away from the things they're supposed to do, such as leaf collection. Comives says he's thinking of implementing a new city regulation to combat this trash issue.
Sure, we're going to look at things like perhaps requiring a dumpster during an eviction, maybe making sure that the landlord is responsible for just not leaving it on the curb, but instead taking it directly to the landfill.
Reporting in South Toledo, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
Councilman Comives says he's planning to come up with a solution sometime next month. The Red Cross is honoring the memory of a beloved radio personality with a blood drive. This is the 5th annual Harvey J. Steele Blood Drive. Steele was a champion for organ donation and blood donation. His daughter coordinates the blood drive every year because he was gifted 20 additional years of life thanks to generous blood donors and organ donors. She says every 2 seconds someone is in need of blood, and donations are always needed around the holidays.
It's an emotional day because it's one of those things I never wanted to see memorial with my dad's name, but the fact that we're able to do this and there's so much support from the community, like not just my family and friends, but people who maybe listen to him on the radio or maybe no one that even had a connection to him at all, they just want to come out and support. It's just really awesome to see all of that support.
Steele was a Toledo radio personality for more than 30 years. Central Catholic High School celebrated its football team and the senior class today. The school held a rally to recognize and honor the Fighting Irish football team. The team played in the Division III OHSAA state championship game earlier this month. And although the team lost, they have a lot to be proud of.
At a school like Central Catholic, where it's known for its great spirit, a lot of that feeds off sports. And football is the first sport that kind of gets the most of the attention kicking off the year. And it seems to be when that goes well, the student energy goes well, and it carries into the winter sports, which is exactly what we're seeing.
This class led the Irish to a 45-3 record in the last 3 years and won back-to-back titles. New tonight, Christmas came early for kids from Clever Bee Academy. Toledo Police partnered with Feet on the Street and other law enforcement agencies to host the 17th annual 12 Kids of Christmas. The kids got breakfast at the Imagination Station and then a police escort to Meijer to shop with officers. They get to spend $125 on whatever they want.
I really kind of push on the, that we want the kids to have toys. Like, it's Christmas. So, and even if the children have a mom's list, they need to get underwear or socks, they're going to bring that to us, and our charity is going to purchase it separate so that they get to spend all that money on toys if they want to.
All the money to shop was donated, with Meijer being the largest contributor at $6,000. This all started 17 years ago with 12 kids. Fast forward to today, there are more than 80 kids in the program. It was another successful Gift of Joy downtown gift drop. There were thousands of toys and gift cards dropped off to us. All of the donations collected go right to children in foster care in Lucas County. We want to say thank you to those of you who were able to attend and give and help spread joy for the holidays. If you weren't able to stop by yesterday, don't worry. You can add a gift to your online cart and send it right to our station. From now through next Friday, so a week from today, the 20th, you can either drop off a donation in person or send it online. John?
Well, that forecast is starting off chilly for the weekend, but I can guarantee you some milder weather conditions. Looking ahead towards your weekend forecast, a milder feel with high temperatures that'll be in the 40s. However, there is going to be a bit of rain that impacts outdoor plans, especially for the latter half of the weekend. Widespread rainfall could amount to ½ an inch to even 3/4 of an inch of rain Saturday night into Sunday, and we will have some additional rain chances on Monday. Temperatures over the course of your Friday evening have largely been dipping down into the teens, with most spots at around 20 degrees. And the wind chill, well, there's not a ton of a breeze today, but even just a little bit of wind is noticeable when it's this chilly. Some spots do have wind chills in the teens, and a few areas west and north like Hillsdale and Fulton counties feeling like these single digits. Clear skies right now. Hope you soaked up that sunshine today. Cloud cover is going to gradually increase throughout the day on Saturday. High pressure over the lower Great Lakes, keeping sunshine around at least through Saturday morning, but the tail end of the weekend does bring increase in clouds and even some rainfall. Our next storm system is still brewing across the southwestern United States, and that area of low pressure is going to bring us rainfall Saturday night into Sunday. Let's break down the hour-by-hour timeline. Saturday is going to be dry. There's going to be rain moving into Illinois and Indiana tomorrow, and that rain's going to arrive in our neck of the woods overnight as you're asleep. Light sleepers, you may be hearing that rainfall coming down on the rooftop Saturday night into very early Sunday morning. Through daybreak, seeing some rain chances, and as that low pressure system departs, rainfall is going to be wrapping up during the latter half of the day. In other words, the morning looks like a soaker. The afternoon, rain will be a little more intermittent and scattered. Not a washout by any stretch. How much rain can you expect? Well, through Sunday morning, we're expecting about ½ an inch of rainfall with isolated higher amounts south and west, and that just includes Sunday. There is going to be another system that comes in on Monday and tacks on to those rainfall totals. When all is said and done, over an inch of rainfall is possible. Not expecting widespread flooding, but there could still be some muddy spots as you expect this time of year. In the temperature department, it's going to be a brisk start to the day. Temperatures do rebound to the upper 30s to near 40, and Sunday is going to be a milder day in the mid 40s to even close to the 50-degree mark. Increasing clouds expected for your Saturday. Not as chilly with a high close to 40 degrees. Winds will be out of the east at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Weather impacts ahead. The weekend does deliver a nice warm up to the 40s. Saturday is the pick day for dry weather because Sunday we are expecting rain that is going to be likely. The work week starts off with another rainy day. Monday's going to be a soggy one. It's going to be exceptionally mild with highs in the mid 50s, but you might not be able to enjoy it with rain rolling on in. We do have a high probability of rain both of those days, and you can plan on a total of an inch to inch and a half when you factor in both Sunday and Monday. Now, you may be